In this video, we're going to go over all the sniper rifles inside Warzone and ranking them from best to worst, and then giving you the best class setups on some of the best snipers that are in the game. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, by the way. This is our new Psycho Clips channel. We're going to upload a lot of our shorter clips videos on here, as well as just some extra content that you can watch. Most of it is not going to be based around stats and stuff, because that's all going to be reserved for the main channel. This is just going to be extra content that we make regarding loadouts, other games, and just extra fun stuff that we will record either maybe during some streams as well. So make sure you subscribe over here, and also click the link in the description and follow us over on Twitter as well, because we do interact with you over there as well, and you can give us some suggestions about new video ideas. So like I said, in this video we're going to go over all the snipers. The first thing I want to do is rank them all. So I've made this tier list on screen just now, and the first sniper we have is the AX50. Now the AX50, going over a quick backstory here, the AX50 was my favourite sniper inside Warzone, especially before all the integration stuff, because it had a faster fire rate than the HDR, it had decent bullet velocity, and it was the first sniper rifle I actually used properly and leveled up, and it was the first sniper I actually got gold inside Warzone as well as multiplayer. So I really do like this sniper, but I know it's not the best inside Warzone anymore, but I definitely think it's still very viable, and that's why I'm going to put it in this hit shots category, because you could definitely hit your shots with this gun. It's definitely a very, very good sniper if you build it right. And I think it does have a slightly faster ADS than the HDR as well, if I remember that right. But there's just so many more options now inside Warzone, which is kind of weird and kind of doesn't really make it one of the best snipers in the game. Especially after that Cold War integration. Then we have the Dragunov, and if you've watched any of my streams, or if you know anything at all about our channel, there's not really much I need to have said about the Dragunov, to be honest. Yeah, I don't even think the Dragunov's really a sniper, to be honest. It's not even a gun. It's not even a gun. HDR, definitely one of the best sniper rifles in the game. It's got the best bullet velocity, well, one of the best bullet velocities inside the game, and it has a good aim down sight time, and personally, I just prefer the Modern Warfare snipers. The ADS animation on the Cold War snipers just puts me off so much, and that's why I lose so many gulags with the Cold War snipers. I don't think I've won a single gulag with Cold War snipers. It's actually insane. But I really do like the HDR. It's one of my favorite guns to use, and it was one of the best. It was basically the best sniper in Warzone before the integration. Then we have the KAR98, and we all know the KAR98 is, even though it's a marksman rifle, I know it's not a sniper, but we had to put it in here because it is the best aggressive sniper in the game. It literally just is. You can't get a better aggressive sniper in Warzone than the KAR98. It has the fastest aim down sight time out of all the snipers. You get a one-hit headshot, which is exactly what you need. It has some decent scopes as well, and decent reticle options. And like I said, it's just a really easy and fun gun to use. So the KAR98 is definitely in that top tier category. Then we have the M82. Now, the M82 is just a weird gun for me. Like, I've only used this gun inside gulags, and every time I've used it, I've died. So I've not actually found a good class for this gun, and I don't know if anyone really uses this in their classes, but like, this is my personal tier list, and honestly, if I was to put this anywhere, I'd just put it down here. I'm not gonna lie, that's where I'd put it. But I feel like some people do use this gun, so I'm not really too sure where else to put this. But for me personally, that is where this gun deserves to be. That is literally where it deserves to be. The PELINGTON goes right here. Honestly, I've used the PELINGTON. If you build it in a loadout, you can get the PELINGTON to be actually pretty good. But the thing that sticks in my head the most is using the PELINGTON from ground loot, and it's such a bad gun. I would rather have the X16. Honestly, the ground loot PELINGTON is like one of the worst guns in the entire game. But if you did have a good class on this, it could be up here. I don't think it's definitely up here. It's definitely not at the top. It could be here with a class setup, but the thing that sticks out to me the most is that ground loot PELINGTON, and I just can't get over it. So I'm putting it here because that's where I think it deserves to be. The Rytec is just down here with the other semi-auto snipers. is not a good gun, man. The Rytek's probably worse than the M82 in my opinion. I think the M82 is probably a better sniper than the Rytek. Maybe I should try these snipers out. Maybe I should try them out again to see if they're actually any good in Warzone, but maybe the M82 is better than the Rytek, or maybe the M82 can go here and the Pellington can go up one. I don't know. SPR, the SPR is a really good gun, actually. I like the SPR. I think the SPR is a really, really good gun. I don't think it's better than the KAR98, and I don't think it's better than the HDR in my opinion. But I think it's a good gun, so I would put it here alongside the AX50. I think it's definitely... I know a lot of people really love this gun, and it could be up here, but like I said, personally for me, I think the KAR98, I would always pick up a fully built KAR98 first, and then if it was next to a HDR, I'd pick up the HDR as well. So I would not pick up the SPR over these two guns for sure. Tundra for me is down here. Is better bullet velocity than the HDR, and I know a lot of people are going to probably be weirded out by this one, to be honest. A lot of people do love the Tundra, and yeah, it probably deserves to be up here because the bullet velocity is really good. But just like I said, the way the Cold War snipers aim down sight for me is just so weird. I just don't understand why it's like that. It kind of comes up from the side and it doesn't like aim straight down, and that's why I don't know. It's weird. Because I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of people love these two guns right here. So it's kind of hard for me to put it here when I know that they could be up here as well. The new sniper rifle, the ZRG, definitely deserves to be up here as well. I don't think it's the best sniper in the game. There's still a lot of good stats going for it. Idle sway is better than a lot of the Cold War snipers. The bullet velocity is decent. There's a lot of good things about the sniper, actually. Aim down sight time is not too bad. Rate of fire is pretty quick as well. Like I said, I'd put it in the same category as these right here. Maybe I'd take an SPR over these guns here. Yeah, I think I'd take an SPR over these guns right here. This is the way I would do it, personally. I'd probably choose the ZRG over the Tundra, to be honest. Even though the Tundra has the faster bullet velocity, the idle sway on the ZRG is so much better. And there's a lot of other stats that the ZRG just feels a little bit better with. So, personally, I think if I was to choose my favorite sniper rifles, it's got to be most of the Modern Warfare ones, which are the HDR, KAR98, and SPR. So let's give you some class setups for those top 6 snipers that I've mentioned. So this is going to be the KAR98, the SPR, the HDR, the Tundra, the ZRG, and the AX50, I think. So those are the top 6 from that tier list that I think are my personal favorites. So for the KAR98, it's pretty straightforward because this is like the meta build for the car. So mono suppressor, 27.6 barrel, tac laser. I really like the sniper scope, but I know now that the variable zoom scope has no glint. So personally, I think it's just going to be personal preference because you do get a faster ADS with the sniper scope, so it still has its benefits even though the variable zoom has no glint. But if you're looking to get that advantage, then go with the variable zoom. And then lastly, I would choose the precision comb, but you can go with sport comb, or you could even go with presence of mind or the focus perk. But presence of mind doesn't actually work at the moment for holding your breath for the full minute. It only holds it for, I think, 4 or 5 seconds now. So what I would personally use is that precision comb, and that would be my favorite build for the KAR98. Like I said, I would switch out the variable zoom for maybe the standard sniper scope, but it depends on whether you want that glint or not. Now moving over to the SPR. The SPR is a really weird one, and again, you could do the same thing with the variable zoom scope or the solo zero optic. Again, I'll put the variable zoom here because obviously you don't want that sniper glint. Then for ammunition, you want to use the Norma mags. This is what's going to give you the fastest bullet velocity. The barrels don't make a huge difference. The Norma mags make the biggest difference in terms of bullet velocity for the SPR. Then you do want to use the SPR 26-inch barrel. This is the one that gives you the fastest bullet velocity. So you can definitely go for that barrel as well. Then you can go for the mono suppressor. And then the last attachment is completely up to yourself. You could go for the tac laser for a faster ADS time, but the ADS is not going to be as quick as you'd get with the KAR98. And I know a lot of people start using like the different kind of stock attachments, which are great options as well because they give you aiming stability and stuff like that. But personally, I would just go with the tac laser and build it this way. But it's kind of personal preference, and I've seen a lot of people actually remove the suppressor, go for the tac laser and one of these stocks like this to give you a faster ADS time. But like I said, the way I would build it is just like that. Moving on to the HDR now, this is pretty straightforward stuff. We've got the mono suppressor, the HDR Pro barrel, the tac laser. Optic, again, you can either go for variable zoom optic if you don't want the glint, or you can stick with the regular optic. I personally would just stick with the regular one, but like I said, we'll stick the variable zoom on here just because people like using it. And then lastly, you want the stock or scout stock. And that would be the best build for the HDR at the moment. The only thing we really changed here is not having the variable zoom optic instead of having just the main optic. If you were only going for the main optic, you can go for like sleight of hand or something else. But like I said, the presence of mind perk doesn't actually work properly right now. So you might as well go for that variable zoom optic. And like I said, I think that's the best build for the HDR right now. Then for the new sniper, so we've got the ZRG. Like I said, I think this is pretty decent. One thing I was getting wrong with this build when I made the class setup video for this sniper is not using the base optic because the Royal Cross 4x optic does give you the zoom and a faster ADS time. But like I said, you can't hold your breath with that optic. And I found myself missing a lot more shots using the Royal and Cross, whereas the base optic's pretty decent. So what you want to do is you want to stick with the base optic. You want to go for combat recon and the agency moderator, obviously, because that's going to give you the best bullet velocity. Then you want the 5-round mags. Rear grip, the serpent wrap actually helps the best for aim down sight time. It helps not too much more than the speed tape, but it definitely helps a little bit more than the speed tape. So you want to go for the serpent wrap. The airborne elastic wrap doesn't actually help that much more than the speed tape. So the serpent wrap gives you the most significant aim down sight time bonus. And then from here, you could choose whatever attachment you want, really. You can go for any of the stocks. Like I said, you could go for that Royal and Cross. You could choose one of these, but I don't really think it really matters too much because none of them really do too much. The aiming stability doesn't really work on any of the attachments at the moment. So the bruiser grip's not really going to do much. So it really just doesn't matter which one you go for, honestly. You could just go for something that gives you faster movement speed. So I would go with the infiltrator grip, just because you can move a little bit quicker with it. And that is the way I would build the ZRG sniper. The main 4 attachments are these two and these two right here. Moving on into the Tundra build now, we've got the wrap suppressor, the combat recon. Again, optic, you can either go for the base optic or the Royal and Cross, but like I said, the Royal and Cross helps that ADS time, and you can hold your breath with the Tundra sniper. Then rear grip, again, you want to use the serpent wrap, and then you want to use kind of any other attachment you prefer here. Again, you could choose the fast mags, which is what I would go for, or you can go for an underbarrel attachment if you want the faster movement speed. But really, none of those barrels help with aiming stability once again. So like I said, this is the way I would build the Tundra sniper if I was to use it. And then lastly, we have a gun that I've not used in a long time, which is the AX50. And like I said, the best way to build the AX50, which is what I was using like way back in the day. I don't know if any of these attachments are weirded out or have changed, but hopefully not. We've not actually tested the AX50 in a long time. But you want to use the mono suppressor, the 32-inch barrel, the tac laser. I use the base optic, but again, you can go for that variable zoom if you don't want any of that glint. Then what I would use here is actually the stippled grip tape for a faster aim down sight speed and a faster sprint to fire speed. You can also use one of these stocks that give you a faster aim down sight speed as well. So it's kind of personal preference, but this hurts your aiming stability, and so does this one. So they're both going to hurt your aiming stability overall. But this is the build I would use with no glint. But if you didn't care about having glint on your sniper, then I would go for the full fast aim down sight time build, which is this one right here. So you get the fast aim down sight time and you get a long range sniper out of the AX50. And that's why I loved it so much in kind of like Season 2, Season 3 of Warzone, because it was kind of a fast aim down sight time sniper, similar to the KAR98, but you got the super good bullet velocity of an actual sniper rifle. So that's why I like the AX50, but let me know what you think about all of these snipers down in the comments below. Which sniper is your favorite, and how would you do that tier list if you were to do it yourself? We'll leave a link to the tier list in the description down below as well. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, as we're trying to reach a goal of at least 100 subscribers on here. So make sure you help us get that goal. And also follow us over on Twitter as well, so you can ask us any questions or give us suggestions for videos that you want to see on this channel. Thank you very much for watching.